Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of analysis. I'm going to tell you guys how I trade, show you some of the trades I've taken, why, show you some of the losses I've taken, and why. And today's just going to be really informational and educational as well. So we're going to go back to Monday. We're going to work our way all the way down to Friday. And yeah, so I'm going to show you guys how I trade, how I mark out charts in the morning, what I'm looking for, what I don't want to see, the things I am cautious about, just things that raise red flags and things that say, hey, this is a really good trade. So we're gonna go right into Monday. Monday, the first thing I do with every day, I look for a bias, whether that's bullish or bearish. If you're new to trading in general, bullish means the market is climbing. Bearish means it's going down. What's the steady flow of market structure and price? As of right now, how I would see this is bearish. I'm gonna tell you why. Um, so off rip right here, I trade a little bit of ICT. Well, I trade ICT, I guess. ICT concepts, inversions, whatever you want to call it. But I'm not just some little every fair value gap noob. I'm not like that. So look, off rip, I see this fair value gap here on the hourly time frame though. Hourly time frame is essential, simply because on an hourly inversion or when there's an hourly fair value gap or inversion, it's very, very likely to respect that zone simply because it's so much price there for it to make an inversion or fair value gap. So look, what happens with this? Price comes into it and then it drops. Bang. So we know that this is a valid inversion, a valid fair value gap. So I'm marking this off out already simply because if price does come back up to this zone, this could be a nice selling zone. And what else raises a flag in my head right now? Boom, this right here. This might just look like nothing to some people, but it's selling pressure and buying pressure fighting right now. We get a low, we get a high. We get a low, we get a high. So we have sellers pressing all of this price back down, but then we have buyers still holding it up. Now, some people are, of course, going to call this support and resistance. There's many, many things you can call it, but it really doesn't matter. All you need to know is how to use it to your advantage. It doesn't matter who made it, who labeled it, or any of that. None of it matters. All you need to know is how to identify it, how to use it. I call it selling and buying pressure. We have sells stopping price from coming above this zone here. And we have buys stopping price from going below this zone. But what ultimately happens? Price breaks through sell side, and then bang, we get an imbalance, and we get that filled, and then it drops. It continues. This is a perfect trade just to swing out for the Friday. Usually Friday movements just go straight down or straight up for the majority of the move. But yeah. So anyways, back to Monday. We have this 8 a.m. candle. So this 8 a.m. candle is now closed. So it's technically like 9:01. What are we in right now? So I know that we're bearish. What else do I look for? I look for more imbalances. I see one here. Bang. And we're in a huge one right now on the hourly time frame. So honestly, I don't mark them out there this big. What I do, if I know we're in that zone, what I do is I just mark out the top of it. Because I want to know what's going to happen when we get past this zone or when we're approaching it. So then boom, that's what I see now. So going off of this time frame, I'm like, what do I want to go for today? In my mind, I'm thinking more of, okay, if we come up to this zone, I'm thinking we reject back into this imbalance to fill it. Or if we go to this imbalance here, we could either fill the rest of this whole gap here, which price is gonna want to do eventually, or we're gonna go lower and lower. Now, also, I usually have session time zone, which you might see in some of my videos, and that kind of looks like this, but I'm not gonna use it today. Trading session. So you have your London, your Tokyo, your New York, all of that stuff. I'm not going to use it for this video simply because it's going to look a little messy once we get further into price. So bang. So as of right now, I'm just going to wait. I want to see what price does when certain things happen, and especially when we get to 9:30. So I'll go to 9:15. Okay, here's 9 a.m. Let me get to 9:15. Bang, 9:15. We filled another imbalance. I could have took a little trade up to the upside, but I'm not going to do that simply because it's not my time to trade. So we have 9:15. What are we in right now? We are in a fair value gap there. We got one here. Okay, bang. Now, When you have so many fair value gaps, especially when you have a big one in the hourly time frame, you always want to go to different time frames to see that. So bang, I go to 30. Oh wow, what do I notice? We're already filling this 30-minute fair value gap. So me knowing this and knowing that market is about to open at 9:30, price could right now just purge to the downside and give us a nice sell model, and I know this. And actually caught a trade like this. I actually caught this trade, to be honest. So what happens? All right. So as I'm seeing this blue line is our 30-minute fair value gap to the downside. I'm like, okay, fine. But what do I know? What's still holding us up? This right here. This is respected. We just used this to go higher. So I want this to be disrespected. Technically, I want it to be inverse slash disrespected for us to go lower, for me to want to look for any type of sell, if that makes sense. So bang. I'm going to go in a 1 minute time frame just so you guys can see exactly what's happening in this exact moment. So what do we get at 9:30? Boom, a big push down. And we get an inversion right here. So bang, we get a bearish inversion right here. Now, I could have gotten in here and taken this trade just like this. I could have just banged it out, put my stop up here, take profit down here somewhere. I could have did this, but the reason I didn't get in here is because I need more confirmation, simply because this zone is still holding and we rejected pretty strongly out of it. We also took a lot of this, a lot of these lows. What I mean by that, we took a lot of liquidity. There's liquidity built up here. You see a tap. There's a low. There's a low. There's a low. There's liquidity under lows and above highs. So the fact that we took out all these lows and have a slight rejection, even though we inverted to the downside, it makes me a little uneasy about getting in this trade so early. So what did I do? I waited, and then bang. I could have got in here, but I want to wait till this gets disrespected, and then we'll go off of that. So bang. This happens here, and then with that being said, what happens next? What happens next? This is our little 5 minute gap here, and then boom, what do we get? Our perfect retrace. Now you could have caught this trade down, bang, and been done, or you could have waited for more confirmation like me and got in there. Now, also, what happened when price was moving down? We created a 2 minute. Let me move this out the way. We created a 2 minute imbalance to get filled. Bang. And what is price doing right now? It is filling that imbalance. So we have this zone and that zone. And then what do we have on 5 minute as well? This inversion here. This was the inversion I was waiting for. And we got it. And then we got perfectly filled. Bang. And we caught our trade. Simple as that. I didn't take it all the way down. But here's how it looks. On 1 minute and 2 minute, we get an imbalance on both sides. And then price falls. Bang. That's just it. And that was it. Perfect trade to the downside. I waited for confirmation. I could have gotten in here and made a little more. But I feel like waiting for more confirmation is always a good thing. Now, I don't recommend always being so... I don't recommend always being so hard on like, oh, I need this to happen. Sometimes price is not going to do what you need it to do, for you to get in. There's going to be days and times where sometimes you can be like, okay, I'm going to just have to go for it. And you got to go for it. Simple as that. But yeah, here is this trade. Okay, just a slight recap. We tapped into a 30-minute bearish fair value gap. We worked our way down. We inversed to the downside. And we disrespected our 5-minute bullish fair value gap, making it a bearish inversion. We got that. We created an imbalance to the downside on 1 minute and 2 minute and 3 minute. We inversed on 3 minute, 2 minute, and 5 minute. We filled all of those perfectly, and we caught a nice trade to the downside. But where specifically did we go? We went specifically to another imbalance. And if you remember anything, this down here is our hourly imbalance that we went to. But now, of course, we did go lower. But the simple fact of this is where the market wanted to go. Whether it was going to reverse out of it or keep going past it, we were accurate on where the market wanted to go. And then we got a nice trade. Simple as that. Bang. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. I'm not going to lie. Monday is all you guys are going to get right now. Throughout the week, I'll keep funneling back and recording more videos just to post and just keep you guys informed, updated, and I'm trying to help y'all grow as well. For those who really want to learn to watch, keep liking, keep commenting, interact with me on TikTok, Instagram, whatever you got me on. And I'll push out these videos more. But as of right now, I'm gonna post Monday, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day and just enjoy yourselves.